on this episode of On the Rail. We honor our horsemen at our annual Horsemen's Awards banquet. Jess gets a barn tour from Parks Trainer of the Year, Butch Reed. Find out what horses do when we cancel racing. We take a field trip to Delaware Valley University to find out all about their equine programs. And we meet another warhorse. On the Rail starts now.
Hi everyone, welcome to On the Rail. I'm Jessica Paquette, the announcer at Parks Racing, joined by the PTHA's Chris Griffin. Now, speaking of the PTHA, there was a big awards dinner recently where you honored the best and brightest of Pennsylvania racing.
Yeah, we definitely did. Parks Racing and PTHA, the Horsemen's Awards, to celebrate all the great categories and the different statistical winners in the year 2023. It was a great night. It's great to see everybody dressed up and get a chance to kind of get cleaned up and really put on a really nice show. So we had a great program, gave out some great awards, had some even dancing involved, of course, for an award show, and it was a great night. So let's check out more.
The 2023 Horsemen's Awards, held at nearby Celebrations Ballroom, was a night to honor our great champion. A star-studded event, and we were honored to have very special guests. Mayor Joseph DiGirolamo, Senator Frank Berry, State Rep Casey Tomlinson, Commissioner Secretary Gene DiGirolamo, and Senator Tommy Tomlinson, a Parks Hall of Famer. Let's Go Racing's Danny Gibson, she got a chance to track down some of our statistical champions in 2023. The leading owner for the year was Over the Moon Racing Stables. Leading trainers, over 21 stalls, Jamie Ness, and leading trainer under 21 stalls, Howard
I think we've been
Brown
at Parks
Jr.
here maybe 7 years and started off with just a few horses and built up to a full barn now. And, now I finally call it kind of home base for me. We have horses in Laurel and here in Delaware, but Parks is pretty much where I spend most of my time and where I keep all my better horses. So, 4 in a row is great, and hopefully we can do 5.
Well, this makes the second time I've won it, and I didn't win it, my help won it. And it's a lot of hard work, but we just keep at it day after day. And I didn't even know I was going to win it until you came up and told me that I won it. I was completely shocked.
Jockey category and top apprentice jockey Eliseo Ruiz, and top jockey on the season, Michael Sanchez.
Happy and excited. It's my first title, and I want to thank all trainers, owners, my family, my girlfriend, all people involved in my career. So thank you very much, and keep going. Hard work.
I feel like this time feels better than ever. I feel like 3 times a lucky number, and it's my first time that I get to come here to the banquet and enjoy it, so it feels really good. I feel like I have 2 goals, and one of them, which is the big one, I'm going to try to reach 300 wins on the year, which is the big one. But I feel like if I reach 250 wins on the year, it'll be huge, because that will bring me to 1,500 win in USA. So it's a big amount. And hopefully just keep winning more stakes, and hopefully Derby. You never know.
Can't forget about the winningest horse on the season. That was Causes Trouble. Here's trainer Harold Weiner.
Horse, we claimed him at Woodbine. Scott Fairley did. We bought him from Scott privately, and he come to Parks, and he didn't like the artificial, and he just took off on the dirt. Oh, he's awesome. He's a very easy horse to ride. He likes to buck and play and jump around, and then he gallops like an old horse. Very nice.
A great night had by all. A big thank you to Parks Racing COO Joe Wilson, the PTHA, Director of Racing David Osojnak, the President of the PTHA Bob Hutt, and our special guests, formerly of TVG, analyst Rich Perloff. Congratulations to all the winners on the night. And our newest category, Executive Director of the PTHA, Jeff Matty, brought us Trainer of the Year, Butch Reed, to comb the honors at the Horsemen's Awards.
Chris, it looks like it was a great night had by all. Congratulations to all of the connections, especially David DeTolo and Aoife's Magic, our Horse of the Year. What a special filly.
Yeah, really fantastic to see David DeTolo and get the big prize, get the big award. And also Butch Reed with that new trophy that we talked about this year, Trainer of the Year from our Executive Director, Jeff Matty of the PTHA. And here's more. You got to hang out with Butch Reed, right?
I sure did. His barn is full of superstars. Jessica Paquette joined here with trainer Butch Reed. Well, you're no stranger to shipping out to big stakes races, but Parks is home. Tell me how long you've been here and why you continue to keep your stable here after all these years.
Well, actually, I started out here as a groom in the whatever the first year it would open was with my brother in the mid-1970s. So that was when I was here in the beginning. And then we moved around a little bit, did the Monmouth circuit, but came back here when my daughter was in high school in about 2008, and we've been here ever since. And it's just a fantastic spot to be, year-round racing. We were living kind of like a carnival worker for a while there, picking up our stuff every 3 or 4 months and moving to the next racetrack. So it's nice to be here, and we can still ship out a little bit, do a little Saratoga, and if we have a Florida horse, we can go down there. But our main base of operations is certainly right here in Pennsylvania.
You're no stranger to success on a national stage. You've had horses that have run in the Breeders' Cup, the Pegasus World Cup. Tell me about some of your big stars over the years.
Well, we've been very fortunate to have some nice horses along the way. Of course, the big one was V. Quist, was ended up being the Eclipse Award winner and the Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner. She was certainly a great one. And a homebred, I trained her mother and stuff like that, so really made it a lot of fun. And then previous to that, we had a nice Grade 1 winner in Poseidon's Warrior, won the Grade 1 Vanderbilt up at Saratoga, and just turned out to be a rock solid horse, won a bunch of stakes for us. We've been lucky along the way. Fortunate to have the right owners to provide you with the right horse.
You have quite a few stars in the stable right now. Let's take a look and go visit.
Sure. Everybody knows her, Morning Matcha. That's just been a great find. An $18,000 purchase. Her earnings are close to the $900,000 right now, and she's Grade 1 place, was second in the cotillion here last year, multiple stakes winner, and her next start will be in the New York Stallion Series, early in December up at Aqueduct. Next one here, this is Dr. B. Her race is the anniversary of her Grade 2 stake win in the Go for Wand at Aqueduct last year. Is coming up here in a couple of weeks, and she will try and defend her title in that. She's a multiple stakes winner and graded stakes winner, and ran against all of the best of the female filly sprinters in the country, and held her own with any of them. Disco Ebo, who's won 5 out of 6 races this year, all in tough allowance races. She's again a multiple stakes winner, earnings of close to $600,000, Pennsylvania bred, and she's been very tough to deal with for the sprinters around here. She's a nice quality filly. Named 90% Matty, just won the Carl Place Stakes in Aqueduct in his last start. He's a multiple stake winner, and he'll be going down for the another stake at Laurel on Saturday, if I can't get the allowance race to go for him here next Monday. But we prefer to run him here, but it's a tough time finding spots for these guys sometimes. But he's been another one, a homebred at Glenn Bennett's. I claimed his mother for $10,000, I believe it was, and bred her to Wajilia and came up with this guy, and he's closing in on $500,000 in earnings as well.
Now, his last win, to me, it looked like he really got a confidence boost from that. Was that the case?
Yeah, that was the idea there. We got fortunate. We took a shot to put him in main track only on the turf race. Got lucky enough for it to come out, and he had a nice. He's been knocking heads with the best 3-year-olds on the East Coast. So it was really good to get a nice confidence builder, and hopefully he'll build from that and step forward.
He's been very fun to watch as he's developed over the past year. And everyone recognizes this mare. She is one of the biggest horses in the barn. Tell me about 90% Brit.
90% Brit, and again, this is 90% Maddie's older sister. First one that Glenn bred, and her earnings are close to $500,000. And actually, we put her on the scale down at Laurel, which was 1,320 pounds. She's the heaviest horse I ever saw down there, but she's been great, solid filly, and gives it her best every time she goes over there.
Trainer Robert Reed Jr., everybody calls him Butch. Butch Reed there. Got a lot of quality horses in that barn.
Absolutely does. Now, I don't know about you, but when we have a snow day, I like to just stay inside and binge watch my favorite TV show, but our horsemen and women have a different sort of day. I caught up with trainer John Kirby, and he explained what the horses do when we have to cancel racing due to inclement weather. Hi everyone, Jessica Paquette, joined here with trainer John Kirby. One of the perils, racing in the Northeast in the winter. Sometimes we lose some days due to the weather. No training, no racing, but horses, you don't get a snow day. What do you do on a day there's no training and no racing?
Well, on a day where the horses can't get out to the track, it's very important to get them out and, get them moving for their indigestion and everything like that, their digestive system. We walk them for about 30 minutes in the morning while we clean their stalls. Especially in the winter, we get them fresh, warm, clean water, and they're more attracted to the warm water rather than cold. And it's very important to keep them hydrated because in the winter the risk of colic is much higher. So to keep them hydrated and keep their digestive system moving is extremely important.
Now when the temperatures do drop pretty significantly, do you do anything different from a blanketing standpoint? Do you keep your horses body clipped?
My horses are not body clipped. I let them grow their hair out and they don't wear blankets. The barns here at Parks are extremely winterized. Like the windows are very tight, the doors shut very tight. The barns here are very well insulated, and on top of that, when you have 40 horses stabled in one barn, just their body heat, keeps the barn nice and warm. In other tracks and other barns, sometimes like water buckets will freeze and stuff like that, and that's a problem we don't have at Parks because the barns are so well prepared for the winter.
Well prepared for the winter, and hopefully we see you on the track soon. Jessica Paquette and John Kirby.
Very interesting inside track there. I learned something new. I hope you did as well. Time for a short break, but first, some trivia.
This is Parks.
This is how you roll, this is how it goes. This is how you pop, this is how you rock. Take a chance, do a dance, little romance. This is how you. This is how you excite, this is how you all night. 360 hit me, now we're going all in. I can feel it calling, the crowd, the light, the night, the sights, the vibe is right. This is how you. This is
Parks, Pennsylvania's #1 casino experience. This is how you win.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
When you open the Bet Parks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the anticipation of another face card, the thrill of an extra spin, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Plus, get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
Welcome back to On the Rail. I hope you got that trivia correct.
I was not that great in school ever, actually, and that kind of ties into our next thing. You got a chance to hang out at Del Valle University. They got a great equine curriculum over there, and you went back to school. You got a chance to take a tour.
I got to take a field trip to Delaware Valley University and take an in-depth look at many of the wonderful programs they offer there, particularly a look at their breeding program. Hi, everyone. We are taking a field trip out to Delaware Valley University today. We are out of the studio, off the racetrack, and on the farm. I'm here with Corey Kieschnick. And tell me about your role here at the university.
So I am Chair of Equine Science and Management here at Del Val. I'm faculty, and I also am Director of Equestrian Sports, so oversee our equestrian teams here on campus as well. So we have 2 on-campus equine facilities here. We have our equestrian center where our school horses are, where we're riding the horses and certainly using that facility for our management classes as well. And then we're here right now at our on-campus breeding facility. So the horses have a lot of different jobs here.
And how many horses do you have on the property?
Oh, great question. It depends where we are in our breeding and foaling season, but anywhere between 75 and 85 horses on campus.
I'm joined here now with Callista Dingus, a senior here at Del Val. Now, tell me about your experience in the program and what made you want to choose this as your university path.
Well, I chose this program as a whole because of the breeding program that we have here on campus. I was very interested in the breeding and all parts that come along with it. I would really like to one day work at a breeding facility somewhere, whether that be with the stallions or the mares or the foals, whatever comes along with it.
Now I'm joined with Sierra Ripka, a junior here at Del Val.
I work here on staff, so since my freshman year, and I fell in love with the horses here and now have changed my career path entirely.
Tell me what it was about the horses that made you fall so in love with them.
The babies. I've never seen a baby horse, so the second I saw one, I'm in love.
And now we're at the breeding center where all of the action happens. I'm with Jenna Regal, who manages the breeding center here at Delaware Valley University. And tell me what a day in your life here entails.
A day in the life of me consists of a lot of different things, especially depending on the time of year. So a big part of my job is supervising the student staff, so students can work at either equine facility as student employment. So I supervise the student staff as well as classes that take place here at the breeding center. I also adjunct teach our advanced reproduction class in the spring, which is exciting. That consists of foaling out the mares, of course, and then breeding them back with the students.
And what lessons do the students get from working with such young horses and experiencing the magic and the beauty of foaling?
I think they get a lot of life lessons throughout the whole thing, not just horse lessons. So the students do spend the night here. They do all of the foal watch on the pregnant mares. So they learn a lot about time management. So they're watching a mare all night, and then they still have to get up in the morning, go to classes, and maybe they have another job that they're going to. So they definitely learn about the industry as well about themselves and how to manage their time. I learned that I was super interested in repro, so that's how I got my start in breeding.
And tell me about your college experience here. What are some other things that you took away from your time in the program?
I loved my experience. I said that my dream job was to work at Del Val, never thinking that it would actually happen. And then the position at the breeding center opened up and it was perfect. One of my favorite parts is pairing mares with stallions, which I think some people don't think about. It happens kind of before the breeding season. But then I love seeing how those crosses actually come out once the foal hits the ground.
And in your time here, what do you find to be the most rewarding part about working with the horses and the students?
I think it's so great that the students come in and right away they have this community of people who are passionate about the same things that they're passionate about. And we love horses too. So when I meet them, we all have different goals. The students want to either go to vet school, they want to be trainers, they want to go into repro, maybe they want to do media. But we all love horses. And so that's something that we have in common and we're all really passionate about.
Looks like a lot of great stuff going over there at Del Val, and I didn't have any idea about how much hands-on teaching there happens at the school.
Well, the best way to learn is to do, and there are so many wonderful opportunities for men and women in their program. Later on in the show, we'll take a look at their equestrian program.
When you open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the confidence and underdogs covering, the tension before a clutch turnover, and the pride of a parlay paying off. It's another chance to win big with all-day action. Plus, win your first $10 bet and get $125 in sports bonus bets. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParks. You open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the energy of being all in, the passion of a perfect parlay, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's another opportunity to win big every day of the week. Sign up for BetParks and get a welcome offer today. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParks.
Welcome back to On the Rail. Let's go right back to school, right back over to Del Valle University. And we talked about the breeding program a little bit, but now it's time to talk about the equestrian program.
Well, on campus, they have a full equestrian center, which offers riding opportunities as well as opportunities to learn about barn management to many of the students. Now let's take a look. Tell me about some of the opportunities for students here. What are the majors and paths they can take?
So we have degrees in equine science with specializations in breeding and also pre-professional. So those are our grad school and vet school hopefuls. And then we also have equine management majors. We have business management, instruction and training, media and communications, and equine assisted therapies.
And what opportunities are there for students off campus as far as internships or other real-world practical experience?
So we have an Experience 360 program here, award-winning at Del Valle. So 100% of our graduates from Del Valle leave with real-world experience, which is really important for us. The mission of the institution involves hands-on learning. We were founded with the concept of science with practice in 1896, so it was very cutting edge. And that is really important to our equine programs as well. So through that E360 program, they're getting internships all through the industry and really trying things out. And what we hear from employers is it's great that these students are ready to hit the ground running.
I'm joined with Allison Villareale, the manager of the equestrian program here at Del Valle. Now tell me about your job and what it entails. How many horses are in here?
So currently I have 45 horses here at the Equestrian Center. I'm responsible for managing the horses, the student staff, and the facility here on campus.
So tell me about the riding opportunities for students on campus and what that looks like for them.
So we offer riding skills classes to our students. We also offer a few different options for equestrian teams. So students are able to participate in our Hunt Seat IHSA team on campus. That's the Intercollegiate Horse Show Association. We also have a dressage team through the Intercollegiate Dressage Association. And then we also offer IEA through the Interscholastic Equestrian Association, which is for middle school and high school students.
So the students do not need to have their own horses to participate in these programs, and they're able to horse show and even go to national competitions?
Yes, that's correct. So the students do not need to have any of their own equipment. They don't need to have their own horses. We allow them to use the horses in our facility for all of the practices as well as the horse shows that we host here.
And what life skills do you think the students get from getting the opportunities to ride, work as a team, and horse show?
There are so many great life skills that they learn. I think that more so than the riding skills, they learn so many life lessons about hard work and teamwork.
Now I'm joined with Pauline Chaudhry. Tell me about working with your teammates here. What is a typical day in your life?
So, I wake up, I sometimes work at my farm, AM, and then I come here, I do school, I go to workouts with my team bonding, it's amazing. And then I ride, go home, ride my horses, and then work at my farm.
Now I'm joined with Brooke Wolfanger. You are captain of both the Western and the Hunt Seat parts of the equestrian team. Tell me about your role as captain and what that means.
It's amazing. I truly love it so much, but it keeps me busy for sure. So our hunt seat team rides on campus, so I take part in workouts, practice down here, communicating with Corey and Taylor Adams on horses, getting practice schedules set up, preparing for horse shows. And then our Western team rides off campus at Saddlebrook Equestrian Center, so I also deal with our coach there, Andrew, getting those practice schedules lined up and trying to communicate to both teams successfully, and then tons of paperwork, but I truly love every moment of it.
Tell me again about the way the horses bring everyone together into the program from all majors and all paths here.
Yeah, we have so many different students who are involved in majors across the board. So we have bio majors, we have animal science majors, we have literature majors, we have business, media, you name it. They often are involved here at the equine facilities. Because they're on campus, they are able to come down, they can take an elective class, maybe they're involved in a club that comes down. So also on our equestrian teams, we have students of all majors. So it's not just the equine majors who are involved here at the on-campus equine facility, it's really everybody.
Really great to see all the wonderful things going on at Del Valle University, and they're going to be joining us a little bit later this year. We're going to give out some college scholarships on Del Valle Day at the Races.
I really enjoyed getting to know the students at Del Valle, and I feel like the future of the horse industry really bright with so many of these people pursuing a career in the equine industry. Maybe even we'll see them working here at Parks in some capacity down the line. Now let's shift gears a little bit. Every Wednesday at Parks, we feature a war horse, and this month's war horse is Instinctive. Let's catch up with her in Michael Moore's barn. Hi everyone, Jessica Paquette joined here with Instinctive veteran mare and Michael Moore. Now tell me about this mare, how long you've had her, and the story of how she joined your barn.
2 years this past August. It is kind of a funny story because our executive director, Jeff Maddie, he called me from Colonial. He said, we're going to claim one for you that we're going to want to run in New York bred allowance races on the turf. She's a turf filly. And I said, okay, good. You know, how much are you going to spend? And she said, oh, we claimed her at $5,000. Of course, I was like, great, you know, okay, we'll see if we end up in New York. Well, meanwhile, two years later, she did run in New York bred allowances, picked up some pieces, second, third, never did win it. However, in 2 years, claimed her for $5,000. She's made about $170,000 now, so she's worked out well.
She certainly has, and what's she like in the barn and to train?
She's always like on it in the barn. She's tough to train. She wants to really train. You got to almost keep her from like overtraining herself, but you know, you put her in the right spots. Like I said, she only runs on the turf. You put her in the right spots, and she tries every time.
And how does she spend her winters once turf season's over?
Yeah, we send her down to Jody Rouso down in Maryland, and she spends there until the next year when turf comes back around.
And now she's about 7 years old. What's the plan for her when she's done racing?
That's a good question. I mean, Jeff and I will have to talk whether you want to turn her out again this year, you know, and give her another year. She keeps making money. I mean, even this year. I mean, I think she's made at least $60,000-$70,000 this year, you know, so she's a money maker.
She certainly is, and proof that a really nice horse can come with any price tag. I'm Jessica Paquette. This is Instinctive. This is Michael Moore, and it's War Horse Wednesday. I really love these war horses. Now, we may never see them in the Kentucky Derby, but as far as I'm concerned, they're the heart of horse racing.
Yeah, Instinctive, trainer Michael Moore, M3 Racing, Jeff Maddie, executive director of the PTHA, doing a great job with that great war horse. That's it for us. We're coming back again here on the Rail Saturday, March 30th. So make sure you catch us right here on the Rail.